Hi everyone, and yes, here I'm going to read you a wonderful success story. But firstly, I'd like to mention if any of you would like to watch a really interesting movie along the lines of what we discuss on this channel, there is a movie called Superhuman. It is on YouTube. You can watch it for free, and I will put the link down below for you. Thank you, Bianca, for bringing it to my attention. So, the success story goes like this. I wanted to share my success story with you as you are the biggest reason for my success for manifesting my boyfriend back. My story will be long, so be patient with me. My relationship started on April of 2016, and we just started this relationship before getting to know each other well. We were not even mature enough as we were both moving from India to Canada for higher studies. We were both working at a pizza store and doing full-time study. So everything was going well. We were both enjoying our relationship as well as growing together. We were in a loving relationship which was working out well until July of 2018. We both went to a trip for a couple of days, and on our return, I noticed a change in his behavior and I became very insecure and needy. I wasn't feeling loved or worthy. My boyfriend was working with some girls, and one girl was from his state from back home. So they were in a really good relationship, bonding. However, that thing made me very insecure. I read in his text messages that he went to help that girl to move her stuff. When I asked him, he told me he went to her house to see her mother because her mother was so nice and they treated him really well. My boyfriend also had a car accident. His car slid on an icy road and got some damage, and I later was informed that he took that girl's car to go to another city to fix his car. So all these things made me doubt because I also noted a change in his behavior and I started feeling like he is not happy with me. Because we were not from the same state back home, I felt like maybe I was not beautiful, not worthy enough. I started to argue with him about all these things and stopped talking to him. He felt bad and of course I pushed him away with all my thoughts, and he literally told me that he was never happy in this relationship and he wanted to break up. And he needed his own space. So I did everything which I was not supposed to do. I cried, I begged, and he even tried to hit me because he was losing his mind. And I was crying and requesting him not to leave me as per my physical state. I went to a religious place barefoot, about 20 minutes walk, so you can imagine how devastated I was. But he had already made his mind. He even tried to lie to me that he went out and had any physical contact with the girls. But when he saw me so aggressive, tearing out our pictures, he apologized that he was just lying so that we can both move on. But if he did not tell me the truth, I will never be in any relationship, so he moved out. I even saw tears in his eyes, but that was all I created with my thinking, as you explain in your videos, everyone as you pushed out. Again, I was in a bad situation. I told everyone that he had left me after 3 years of relationship when everything was planned and everybody knew us as a couple. Even my landlord was so surprised. Everything changed for me. I started working as a nurse and everybody knew at my workplace that I'm going through a breakup because of my face expression and swollen eyes. Every day when I came home, I cried and screamed in the shower. I didn't eat. I was feeling nauseous all the time, and my friend took me out, but everywhere I went, I was missing him because those were the places we both used to go together. So one day I was just searching on the internet about relationships, and after a couple of videos, I found your channel and I immediately felt some help. So I started to follow your channel. There were also other videos from Veronica and some from other LOA channels. I heard your videos but could not focus due to my state. Mainly, I focused on how to manifest my ex-back meditations and some self-love meditations, and I started doing better after connecting to you. Yes, definitely I got him back. Everything was going well. I was still doing your meditations, but after a while, I stopped doing them. So next year again, July 2020, he told me that he's not feeling like we are made for each other and he was getting intuition to break up. So at first, I definitely did not like that, but I was not in the stage as last year. I told him that it's okay if he wanted to be separated, as I knew LOA before, so I immediately started watching your videos again. This time, honestly, I focused on my self-love and realized the value of self-love. I really understood the concept and meaning of your videos about being needy and pushed out. So I started doing self-love meditations and sending unconditional love from my higher being. I was in a really normal state. I was not feeling bad at all because I forgave myself and jumped into self-love. I realized where I was wrong. I also watched some other videos for some advice on self-love. I never called him because I was no more needy. I realized my value that you teach in your videos, and I was in a much better place. Sometimes he calls me to check on me if I was doing okay, and he apologized many times that he knows he was doing right. But I told him, that's okay. I'm okay with his decision to break up, and I do not have any anger or complaints towards him in my mind and heart. All I have is blessings for him that I hope you will get whatever you want in life, and I will be more happy than you when you will be successful as you want. This is when I learned from your videos to send unconditional love. Whenever he asked me what would I do when he will leave me, I would just say that yes, I love you, but that doesn't mean you have to love me back or stay with me or make me happy. True love means that you do it for another person without any condition and without holding them up. You let them go, you let them do whatever they want. I continued doing self-love. I listened to Abe Hicks. I joined the gym. I became more a social person. I made friends and I started going out. Even I noticed a huge difference in my personality. I felt like I was doing my best in all the aspects and I was in a very neutral state. I really did whatever I felt like. This was all I was doing for myself, not to get him back. I just told the universe that I do love him and I know he will come back to me. I also said I am so relieved I was not worried this time because I want to heal myself this time, not to get him back. As we really have to focus on self-love to improve our relationships. So imagine, Agnes, you know the answer. This world is 3D and you project what you get. He came back. He always praised about me and apologized for his behavior. He moved back in with me and he always tells me that he loves me. So this was my story to get an ex back by doing self-love first. Not to get an ex or an SP back, but just to get into a better state. I really feel good these days. I feel like I am sufficient. I really do not need anybody else for my happiness. I try to help other people by telling them all these suggestions, and I started typing this email last year in 2020 and I finished it today on July 4th of 2021. While at night shift, we also bought a house together and I have been growing and we have been growing happily together. Much love to you, Agnes, and thanks for what you do. Lovely success story. Wonderful, Monica, that you learned about putting self-love first. Once you do that, relationships just change and transform. But this time you did it for yourself first. And that is so wonderful to hear. I will put anything Monica mentioned in the story for those of you that want to go and explore and investigate a bit more. And I will put the link for the movie that I mentioned at the very beginning of this YouTube. So lots of love, everyone. And as always, I will see you on YouTube in the next video.